So, hello guys, in this video we are going to start with our fourth episode, which is actually the creating the order header table. So previously what we have done, I will show you. We have prepared these three tables: parameter table, vehicle group table, and the vehicle table. Okay, so this is the master table, this is the group table, and this is the parameter table. And we have not prepared form yet, so we are going to prepare the form also in the coming days. So today I will try to cover the order header table, which is actually the transaction table. Like you can compare it with the account receivable parameters. This is your customer group, this is your customer table, and based on the customer table, what we are going to do is your sales order. Okay, so we will create a sales order. So similarly over here we will have, in the sales order table we have a sales header, we have a sales line. So similarly I am going to prepare the order header table, and I will show you, as in the last session I have told you that I will show you all these three tables in the browser. So we have a table browser, and using this table browser you can use this feature to run the table. Okay, so these are the three tables with the fields which we have prepared yet. Okay, so I will show you all the three tables and the relationship in between them. Okay, so this is right now my which table, this is my parameters table. So in the parameter table I have only defined the default vehicle group. So I have not prepared the vehicle group. So what I will do, I will prepare a vehicle group first. Okay, so new. So over here what type of vehicle group we are going to track. Okay, so we have a rented vehicle group. Okay, so we will type it as vehicle as rent, group id will be rent, vehicle id I am not going to take it right now. Okay, because for one vehicle group we can have a number of vehicle id. So let's say I will type it, if it's sold DJ0015 is the registration id. Now once I save it, see what will happen. System will give the modified date, created date, and the created by. Okay, all these things. So these four fields, these four field, data area id, rack id, these are the surrogate key. If you are not utilizing, this is the unique key designed by the system itself. Okay, so in the DAT organization I have this particular uh, group. Okay, so now if I click on this, I will refresh it, the data will come over here. Now there is a vehicle table. Okay, so vehicle table, the acquisition date of this vehicle date is today, and the name of the vehicle, let's say this is the vehicle name. I will prepare the vehicle name as Tata Tigor is the vehicle name. Then the registration number P16 TJ0015, and this is the vehicle group ID, which should show us the vehicle. Okay, so the rent is coming, the vehicle ID, it should come automatically if the vehicle ID is there. So for that we need to write the code. Right now I will do it like this only. Okay, so 16. So this is the vehicle. What is the vehicle type? So right now we are not having any vehicle type shown over here. Why it is not showing, that we will check, and then we will save it. Okay, now only the vehicle type is not showing. All the three tables I have shown you. The default vehicle group, I will give it the rented vehicle. And if I prepare a new vehicle table over here, the vehicle group ID is a mandatory field. So vehicle ID, let's say this time DL, and then 2013 HT 0098. Okay, so this is the vehicle ID. The acquisition date is, let's say, tomorrow. So it is saying, so we need to work on this also, that the previous acquisition date cannot be there. Okay, so you can't acquire a vehicle before this. So Centro, okay, Hyundai, this is the number, then the registration number, vehicle ID, and the registration number I am keeping it common right now, but it should be different. So let's give it vehicle 001, and this also we will give V00. 1 minute. Okay, so we have written the code like this. Okay, so we can only type the vehicle ID only once. So now my vehicle ID is not changing. Okay, the vehicle type, we will see why we are not having these two values are not showing. Okay, so Let's see why we are not able to see. The vehicle type, the car, bike and truck is shown over here. Then we have the vehicle type, enums, and this is actually the enum type of vehicle. It should extend our standard vehicle, car. No, why it is not showing? Let's see. Con BMS vehicle type is extending the vehicle. Okay, so this we will check in the next session. Okay, let me go ahead with the order header table for now. So while preparing the order header table, we uh, we will go ahead. We will see this in the last of the session. Okay, so create the order header table. Order header table, a new table is to be prepared. So let's prepare this table over here. So if anybody don't know how to prepare the how to create the table, they can simply click on the solution and then they can go ahead to the add button, new item. Over the new item we will prepare the table over here. Okay, so let's wait. Yes, so it is now done. So here is the table. So here is the table you will find out in the data model table. Give the table name con VMS service table. So this is the service table is now getting created. After this, what you have to do, we have to give a primary key EDT. We have to prepare service ID. This EDT we have to prepare. So a string type of EDT we will prepare. So string EDT, what we can do, we can just copy paste it, or else you can right click, add the new item, and let's add the EDT in the from the data type data string, EDT string, control A, control V, and then this is the your EDT is being prepared. Okay, so now what we need to do, this extends, this actually extending the num. So let's extend it. The service ID extends the num, and over here control S. This is now saved. After that, complete the label and the help properties with the appropriate label. So let's give it a service ID. The label will be service ID, and same I will prepare the help text also. Normally you need to go over here and create a label text. Okay, so in this class we will prepare the label text also at the rate convms, so that the label can be picked up from the system which is giving us the error. Okay, so this label is now created. What we need to do again over here, then drag the editor to the solution explorer, rename it to service ID. Okay, so let's drag it over here to the table over here, and let's rename it to service ID. Rename it to service ID. Service ID. Okay, so this is now done. Now service ID needs to be mandatory field. Allow edit no, allow edit on create should be yes. Okay, so once it is created, allow edit should be allow edit should be no, allow edit on create only, mandatory yes. Okay, so whenever this service ID is created, this these fields, these properties should be created. Okay, now complete the relation information. We have to create a relationship on the service ID EDT with the primary key index with the service ID. Okay, so let's create the EDT relationship. Over here we have a table reference. We will go for the new table reference. Over here we will go to the properties, and in the properties we will type the firstly we will need to type the table reference related field. Firstly we should define the, this is not the table reference will define the table. So let's go to the relationship, normal relationship we want to prepare. Okay, so let's go ahead, create the relationship, and the related table will be the 1 minute, let me check what it is saying. It is saying complete the relation information on the ConvMS vehicle service ID EDT normal relation. Okay, we have to create a relation in the ConvMS service ID table relation over here. These two are going to be obsolete soon. Okay, so new table reference, the table reference related field, it is also not showing. 1 minute, let me check the EDT table relation reference the table. So we will be linking this with this one, con VMS service table. Okay, and then once this is done, then we will go to the new table reference, and over here we are going to give the field as the service ID. What it will do, it will create a, whenever the service ID field will be, EDT will be clicked, this service ID field will be linked. Okay, so let's go and save it. So this is now done with the service ID. Okay, next task is create the primary index as service ID with the service ID as the only field. Okay, so let's make the primary index in the table. Save it. Now what will happen? We will go for the indexes. We will go for the new index, and the index name will be service IDX. So index properties name change to service IDX, and let's go for duplicate should be no, and let's add the service ID over here. Okay, so this is now done. Service IDX set the clustered index and the primary index to service IDX. Okay, so now what is the clustered index and what is the uh, let's go to the table first, and over here we have a clustered index and the service index and the primary index. Okay, so clustered index is secondary index we can say, and primary index is the primary. If I am using the surrogate key, those four fields which I have shown you over here, these will be taken as the data ID, rec ID, and the partition in the rec ID will be treated as your unique key. Okay, the surrogate key. But if you have prepared, if you are that much sure that okay, service ID is not going to be repeated, in that case you can change the primary index. Clustered index is something that is related to for the it is as it is showing, it is used for the optimization purpose. You can say it is a secondary key in the table. Okay, now then we are going to cluster index, service index, primary index is done. Drag the convms vehicle ID field to our table and rename it to vehicle ID. So there is a vehicle ID, let's drag it over here and rename it to vehicle ID. So now I hope you can understand why we are using the EDT. Okay, because once it is defined, and then you can replace it in each table, and then you can proceed further. Okay, rename it, make the vehicle ID field as mandatory, set the EDT relation to yes. Okay, so vehicle ID field, let's make it mandatory. Where is the mandatory column? Mandatory, this is the mandatory one, and the one it is showing, and rename it to set ignore EDT relation to yes, set ignore EDT relation. Ignore EDT relation, this is the ignore EDT relation. So normally what will happen, this when you are preparing this, you will ignore the EDT relation and user will be able to type the vehicle ID. Okay, that is the use case of it. Now what we are going to do, we have now vehicle ID, set ignore to yes. Now create new order header table, the continuous chain. Okay, name EDT from the application explorer, we have to take the name from here. So name, and name as the EDT, we are going to take it from here. Okay, and over here EDT name, name EDT, let's mark it from here. Let's, sorry, not this one, this one. Yes, so name is done. Now what is the second task? Name is done. Create a new base enum for the service status defined here. Okay, so we have to define a new base enum. So we will go to the new base enum, add the new item, and over here data types base enum, and what is the name of the base enum? New name will be convms vehicle service status. So over here we will go to the convms vehicle service status, control A, control V. So this is over here convms vehicle service status. This is now added. Okay, so the label will be status and the system has its own created. So what I will do, convms vehicle service status, we will go with the properties of it, we will select it, and then over here we will type the label. What was that? Label is status. You can type directly this one and system will pick the. Okay, so now this is done, label is created. Now what you can do, help the service order status, okay, is extensible to should be true. So where is the help text? Over here is extensible should be true. Okay, we will check our vehicle type also. Vehicle type is extensible is true. Okay, fine. Then what should be there? Add the following element. So we need to add these elements: name, confirmed, confirm, complete. So these four we have to add. So we will go to the vehicle status and over here double click on it, new element, new element, new element, new element, and these are the four new elements. We will change the name to none. Label of this will be none, and so that a blank value will be filled. Base enum we will take as completed, and same label we are going to take. Okay, then we have completed, confirmed and cancelled. Confirmed and cancelled. This should be confirmed, confirmed, this label, and then this is the cancelled, cancelled, control C, control V. So these four labels we have also prepared. Let's go there. Save and drag the new on service status enum to our table and rename it to service status. Okay, so let's go to this one and add this enum in our table. So where is our table? Table is over here. Control S, save everything. Everything is saved. On VMS vehicle service status, we will add it, and then over here we will rename it to service status. So this is done. I hope now it is cleared. And over here I will try to rename it also. Just a minute. Con VMS vehicle type. Okay, already exist. Con VMS vehicle type already exists. Okay, so I think it is asking for the EDT enums. Okay, so okay, fine, we will correct it later. Now this is done. Service status, save that, save and drag, make the service status field read only. This should be this is because it is this should be prepared. Service status should be read only. We will write logic for it. Okay, so service status, the label of this service status is not done. Why? Save and drag the and rename it to service status, make the service status read only. Okay, so label also we will type over here and read only we will make. So label is service status, help text service status. Over here then we will go for the allow edit is done, allow edit get is done, mandatory no. We want to make it okay. So what we want to make it on, read only. So for read only property, we have one property allow edit to no. Okay, so let's save it. This is done now. Allow edit and allow edit and create should be no. Okay, so this also should be no. This can never be changed. This is because status field should be controlled through business logic. Okay, so second one is create the EDT. So these two EDTs we have to prepare requested service date and the confirmed service date. So let's add these two EDTs, and over here right click, add. These are the date EDTs, and over here control A control V conv service date requested. Okay, fine. Then secondly we are going to add this also, control C, and over here going to add new item date, control A control V. This is also done. Okay, so two dates we have added. We need to change the label of this, so we will change the label. So firstly we will change the label of the service date, the state label over here, requested service date. Then the second label we are going to take it off vehicle service date. Right, both we have taken the same kya, 1 minute. Service date requested, so service date requested service date, and then service date confirmed has no label, so this label should be confirmed service date, and over here confirm the service date. Okay, so label is confirmed service date. So this is now done. The date should extend the trans date, so we will extend the trans date to it so that these can take the value. Okay, so this extends the trans date, control S, and this also should extend the trans date. Where is the extends? This should extends the trans date, and over here we will save it. So now these two things are done. Rename the fields to, okay, add and rename. Okay, so let's add these two fields in our table. Where is our table? Table is here. These two fields should be added. Okay, so let's add these two fields over here, and we need to rename it to service date, and we need to rename it to service date confirm. Okay, now we will save it. This is saved now. Okay, service date, rename the fields to service date requested, rename requested. Okay, so this is now done. What needs to be done secondly after this we have to change the table park on the table property. Okay, so let's go for the label and vehicle service orders. So let's go for the table property. Label will be vehicle service order, field 1 will be service ID and name. So service ID and name, service ID, and over here we will go for the name. So here we go for the control S. Okay, now this is saved. Secondly, let's go for the cache lookup property to found. Cache lookup property to found. Then secondly, clustered index is service IDX, clustered index. These two already I have changed it. And then work group, table group. So table group should be what it was. It was worksheet header. Okay. So worksheet header. Now I have saved it. After this, the property should be created date time, modified date time, and the document reference. Form we will type once we will create the form, then we will type. Okay, so document reference, we will go for the developer documentation. Over here that we have typed created by we wanted, created date time we wanted, and we want what we want, modified date and modified time, modified by modified date time, and save it. So now this is done. Okay, secondly, so now what we are going to do is we want to create a field group. Okay, so 3 field groups we will create. One is the overview field group, and in this these 4 fields we will add. Okay, so let's go for the field group. We will create a new field group. This field group will be utilized when you are creating the form. Okay, so firstly the overview, and the overview should have some property. So this is the label we are going to type, the inbuilt label. Over here we will write the inbuilt label. This is now control S and done. So let's add the 4 fields. What are those fields? Service ID, vehicle ID, name and status. So these starting these 4 fields, and over here we will type 2. Okay, this is done. One more field group we want. This is the new group. Meanwhile it is getting created. The details. Okay, so details, and over here we were going to create one more status field group. This should have some properties. So trolley details, and this is the label. So let's type the label over here, and once we type the label, so control S, and this is the labels also created. Now this has also fields, same fields I believe, yes, same fields I believe, yes. So we will go for here, we will select it, and we will give it to this also details. Then we have the third field group, which is a service date. So these groups we will utilize when we are coming to the form level. Okay, so if you are not understanding it, please be with me. Once I will create the form, everything will be clear to you. Okay, whatever is not clear yet till yet. We will go to the rename, and we will go to the service date, and this in the service dates I believe these 2 fields are required. So these 2 fields I have now added. Okay, now we are going to add the methods we will add the find method, exist method. These 2 methods are the best practice methods. If you're not preparing it, it's okay, but when you are developing working on a big projects, these 2 methods should be there. Okay, find and exist. Okay, so now we will go ahead and we will prepare the methods for it. Okay, so how to prepare a method? You can click on the new method, and this is the new method for our table. What we will do, so methods are nothing but the you can say what we say, functions. Okay, so find function and the exist function. So I will already prepared this details. Let's see if we will get any error. I will explain it in detail. Okay, so this is a public static method. Okay, and this is the table name. Okay, so these 2 table names. Then I have taken the service ID because it the primary key should be given to our find method. Okay, and then what I have written is service table. If service ID is not equals to blank, select for update, and for update is already false. Okay, so this parameter it wants, and then select the first only star from service table, where service table dot service ID is equal to service ID, and return the service table. So it will find the value and give it back to you. Okay, then we have an exist method, so I will type the exist method also over here. So let's go ahead and type the exist method also. In the exist method is a return type, which should give us the value that okay, the return should be there or not. So okay, so it is showing that okay, if keyword is the service table, that we will see the con service does not denote a class or a table. Okay, fine, we will see. Maybe uh, we have changed this table name, so that's why this error is showing. We will see it in a later right now. Then we want to override the validate field method. Okay, so I want to add all the field methods, and then finally I will add it. Okay, so this validate the field method is similar that okay, the service date should not be below, okay, should not be before. Okay, so this field method also I will add it. Okay, so field ID is acquired. Okay, now we will go ahead and we will see the last method, which is the validate write method. What validate write method is doing over here, that I will show you in the screen. Okay, so over here we will write this method also. Then last method, there are two more methods I have to add, and then we will go one by one. Okay, so init from vehicle table, so this is the vehicle name. Okay, so it will, this is a normal method. Okay, init from vehicle table, whenever the initialization happens, so it actually init, okay, init is called, so in that case it is utilized. And the last method is the modified field. Okay, so modified field, which field id you want to modify it, so that we will be adding over here. Okay, so let me add this and then we will go ahead and we will clear one by one what is the error in it. So okay, so now there are four errors. Let's see what are these errors. Okay, so it is showing that the name con vms service id does not denote a class, a table, or an extended data type. Where is this con vms service id? So this is the con vms service id. Okay, so I have utilized these two. So what is this con vms service id? Let's see, con vms service id, con vms vehicle service id. Okay, so I will type the vehicle, I will type over here the con vms vehicle service id and save it. Let's try. Okay, so the now error is gone. Okay, so but there are one more error over here it is showing. Okay, so what is this error? Okay, why it is showing this error? Let's see. The con vms figure does not contain a field name acquired date. Okay, so actually I think what I have done, acquired date, I believe the acquired date, the service details. Let me close all these things, and this also, and this also, and vehicle service table. Yes. Okay. So these are the methods you can see system. We have created these methods. I will come on it. Okay. Service status, service date confirmed, acquired date. Acquisition date should not be, actually it is showing the acquisition date. So I need to change the field ID wherever it is. So I need to over here. So over here what I have done, I have used the service confirmed date, service requested date actually, है ना? So let me rename it, Control C, and over here I will try to change it. Over here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. Let's see. Now this is saved. Okay, so now no issues. Secondly, to these two methods you might be, say you might want to change it. So actually there is a validate write method. Okay, so what I have done over here is I have overwritten the validate write method, and in the validate write method I am check can add it. Okay, I'm checking that okay, the check field service order cannot be changed. Okay, so this label we will now add this label first. So where you add this label, to add this label, 1 minute, let me save it first. Yeah, save all. Okay, so now let me add the label first. Let's go to the solution. Let's go to the solution. Okay, over here add the label. Okay, so where is this label? So what we need to do, we will we will click on it, and then we will add the labels. So for the labels, I believe I have not added the, okay. So I have not added the label. So for that, what we will do, we will go over here, we will edit it. We'll click on the add button, we will click on the add button. For each project, we can prepare a label. So labels and resources, a label file we will prepare. Okay, so we will type it, con vms, okay, add, okay, or I've copied it, so add it. A wizard will open in this case, which will ask you to where you can fill out your labels. Now my order header table is prepared. I need to take you to the these functions which I have added. They are the very simple functions. Okay, you can check, and this PDF will be available in the downloads in the in the description section, from where from there you can download it. Actually, these fields and these methods are very simple methods. Okay, init from vehicle table is a method I have prepared, which is taking the value from the convms vehicle table, our current vehicle table, and over here we have already done the this dot name is equals to underscore vehicle dot name, which is the vehicle name. Okay, in this case, what will happen, whenever I will select the vehicle ID, the init value will be called. Okay, this method will be called, and in this method will give the vehicle name automatically to the order header table. Okay, similarly you can utilize the customer table, okay, customer name or the item name. Okay, so that user will not be able to a uniqueness will be maintained at the master level and at the transaction level. Okay, then there is a modified field. If anything is modified, okay, in that case what should happen, case should be vehicle id this dot init from vehicle table. Okay, so find this dot vehicle id. So similarly, if I have prepared the find method, right, so what it is showing that, okay, if the this dot init from vehicle table, this will go over here. Okay, whenever a modification is done. Okay, and in a modification will call this on service table vehicle id, and against the vehicle id this will find and give the vehicle name. Okay, so everything is linked with it, and then we have a validate override method. I have validated the right method, overridden this particular method. What it is doing is it is checking that, okay, this is standard code, I have prepared this method. Okay, check and edit. So public boolean check and edit, what this function is doing, it is checking that this is editable or not. Okay, so in this case I am checking that, okay, service order cannot be changed. Okay, at the rate con vms, it is saying that, okay, service order status cannot be changed. So once anything you want to write, okay, so the order status will not be able to change using this particular logic. Okay, else system will else you will be able to edit it. Now, in which case it should be editable. It should be editable in case of none, or it should be editable in case of confirmed. Okay, so once it is confirmed, so the return should be true, else return should be false. So same thing I have written over there. So see, this is the convms vehicle id. Select the language. Right now I'm only taking the in US language, and then clicking on the next, and then click on the next button. Okay, so it will prepare the wizard file for us, and over here let's go for, let's see, this is the label file. Add a new item. Okay, so if you double click it, okay, so it will ask you that, okay, the label id, है ना? So the label id, we will give the label id, and over here we will give this one, service order status cannot be changed. So this we will type in the label id, and over here we will type the name of the label. Okay, service order cannot be changed. Okay, service order cannot be changed. So control A, Control C, and over here we'll type this one. Okay, and one more we will add new. One more we will add from the coding level. We will go over here in the code level. We have one more. I believe acquisition date something was there, right? So let me go to the, this is the vehicle table. In the vehicle table we have few methods. We have validate field method, acquisition date. So this also we will copy, and what we will do, we will add it in our label file over here. So the label ID, this acquisition date is acquisition date must be today or later. Okay, and we'll type the same description over here, and over here what we'll do, we will check that what is the acquisition. ACQUITION. I think acquisition, the correct is there. Okay, now we will save it. Okay, we will see now what is the logic. Okay, so on the service table I have prepared one method over here. This method, what this method is doing, you can, it is a simple method, find method. Whenever a master table or a table you will prepare, always try to have your find method and the exist method. Second method I have added is a field, valid field. I have overridden this method, and over here what I have done, I have checked that okay, if any time a user is trying to put the value of the past, system should disallow it. System should give this error, this warning. Secondly, I have written the validate write method. I have also overridden the validate write, where I have written that okay, whenever this is written, please check can edit. A function is called where we have written that okay, can edit or not edit. So switch this dot service status. So there is a function, there is a field actually. In that, if it is none, okay, in case this is none, or in case this is confirmed, return true. Okay, anything which is none or confirmed, there only the status can be changed. Okay, if it is not confirmed, then user should not be allowed to change the status. Okay, now secondly, init from vehicle table, this dot name is equals to underscore vehicle table. So this is used for the over here. Okay, so we have a case where it is checking that okay, the find, and if whenever a vehicle table is checked, okay, so field ID, and over here we will give the underscore field ID. 1 minute. Super field ID, switch the field ID. So I need to give the field ID over here modified by, this is actually taking the vehicle name. So underscore con vms vehicle table underscore vehicle field ID, we will give the field ID as name. Okay, so let's give it a name. Name is the field name, and over here we will take this also as a name. Okay, and we will check that okay, everything is getting saved. Let's build it. Build will take some time. Okay, if it is going to happen within 2 minutes, I will wait, and I will show you in the table browser what is the impact of it, all the codes. Else I will take it up in the next episode. Okay, so I will request whoever has reached over here, please try this from your end. Try to make these 4 tables, because going further we are going to implement the whole module over it, and it will be better for you if you are doing it with me. And in case in future also, if anyone is seeing this video and want to know anything from X++ side or anything how the development is being done, they can reach me out in the comment section. Okay, whenever I am uploading the video, I am also trying to take it take whatever I have followed to make it in the PDF format. Okay, so there also you can refer it. Okay, so I think it will take some time. Thank you guys, and in the next session I will show you these things. Thank you.